Welcome to Ventures Season 31. I am using Season 26's page for this, as 31 was not prepped in time. Myself and Cav might have forgotten to be prepared, so ignore the season end date on this. I will link the Season 31 page down below as soon as possible, but there are two corrections I want to make immediately. So the end date, of course, is incorrect. The yearly timeline, we will be revisiting this, as linked down in the description of every single Fortnite video, but it shows everything that's coming around as expected. New stuff, of course, cannot be on here, as we don't know what's coming out, but things do happen. All I want to say is that September 2nd at 8 p.m. EST should be the end of the season. I think daylight savings happens in November or something. I try to update this based on when that shifts back and forth, but that's your reference point. September 2nd should be the end date for that. And that's also confirmed by Epic. There is a Reddit post where they said as much, and there's also a new thing where you can buy superchargers with gold. 35,000 for a hero supercharger sounds like a lot. We can talk about that in a different video. You can comment down below if you're interested, but that should be coming out with this new season. And then the second thing I want to mention are the level unlocks. So this is season 30. This was Scurvy Shoals last season. That is now past. You can catch them next year if you're interested from anything there. But the levels to unlock missions are different because the XP got shifted over a year ago now. That's why this page still shows the correct amount of 1.9 million Ventures XP. It used to be like 2.4. So a 17% reduction means you're basically spending like 10 less hours grinding Ventures. It's pretty good. I like it. But it does mean that missions do unlock sooner, because if you did, let me just show you guys the early game. If you go to, actually, I can't show it because I've progressed this last season. I'm recording this a little early. But when you do all of your 15 four-player missions and even the single players, you find yourself in a situation where you can no longer progress. You cannot queue 23 missions yet. You don't have them unlocked. So you usually end out at like level 7. Nowadays, with the way XP got shifted, you should be 8 or 9. And that's what the levels to unlock are right here. So if you're interested in unlocking the 140 zones or the 23 zones, those are like the two most notable, because once you're in the 23 zones, you get enough XP so that level 13, Ventures level 13, is super easy, barely inconvenience to unlock. But we could talk about early game tips later. We're going to be going over all of the essential Ventures rewards. I'm going to say it right now. If you've seen this video before, you're probably good. I record this every single season, shamelessly, because I want to give you guys the latest news, but the rewards don't change that much. So if you followed the season 26 video, I'm literally about to repeat a lot of things here. The description down below is going to be stocked full of recommendations on how to spend your weapon vouchers, your flux on both heroes and weapons, how to spend your core reperk, it's a very important thing to do, and your hero vouchers. A lot of these older videos do have pinned comments because it's not worth re-recording an entire voucher video just because the discharger and the xenon bow and the pot shot got nerfed. Those are 3 weapons. There are so many other suggestions. So I understand that the pot shots on the flux side, still a fantastic weapon. It is honestly as highly recommended as it was before. It took a 50% damage nerf, and it's still great. It's still a really good weapon. Even the discharger is okay for crowd clearing. So I can't, patch up every single recommendation in this video right here. I guess we're already 2/3 of the way there. And the xenon bow has a tiny projectile now. It's not really worth using as much as it was before. That's it. Otherwise, you're up to date. Those videos are great suggestions. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, if you wanted those key items, level 13 is when you get your weapon voucher. You get 1 per season. Then level 20 is where you get your hero voucher. And then you get 100 flux at 16 and 22. 200 legendary flux is a lot. And in my experience, and in my opinion, flux is as good or sometimes better than vouchers, depending on the hero that you're getting. So like Dennis Jr. is a great hero for totally rocking out. I highly do not recommend vouchering him as he comes out this season. We could talk about that in a second. But as a recommendation, you usually have to voucher him just for the team perk. But the rest of the squad is all flux. I think flux and the fact that you can use it on heroes or weapons makes it very versatile and a very good resource. So if you do not care about endgame content at all, if you do not like playing the supercharger game where you grind for your entire lifetime to supercharge every weapon you've got, you could stop at level 22 and get most of the good stuff. Now, if you're trying to get actual superchargers, you do need all the way to weapon superchargers now for max power rating. I should probably remember to link my video down below on how to raise your power level. I did make a new video on that. Most of the video is just showing survivor squads as they've always been. That's not new stuff to talk about, but I recorded this a little while ago. Yeah, nowadays it does factor in your schematics, your backpack, your hero loadout, and that's a big deal. So you do need to get hero superchargers, and you do need to supercharge the heroes in your squad, which I don't usually recommend. I just want to say that now, if you are using superchargers on your support stuff, it's not going to be that big of a benefit. It'll make the number go higher. I get it. We're gamers. That's what we live for, but you don't need it. A 139 loadout with fine 130 heroes is going to be about as effective as a 144 or 145 build. Just because you supercharge your support does not actually make you that much more effective in game. Just be aware of that if you are grinding past the point of having fun. If you're no longer having fun in Ventures, take a break for the day. This is a lot of XP, 1.9 million, but it's also a decently long season. In fact, I can use that as a segue to talk about the timeline more and what's upcoming. So I highly recommend keeping up with this because there are a lot of things coming and going. For example, Dennis is a great hero to have. He's decent healing, drops some burgers on the ground, gives you some energy, but he's only here until the 22nd. So you've only got this many weeks to go ahead and pick him up. So I would recommend doing that and staying on it. Dennis Jr., one of the best heroes in the game because he unlocks Toy Rocket out. Well, a lot of people vouch for him because of that. Well, he's coming out like now. If you're watching this video, he's here. So Rex Jonesy is only here for 1 week. The Staccato Shadow. Every single item over here is only here for 1 week. Whiteout Fiona is a great ninja. Dessa Blaster is a great weapon. Parasaur Jess is a super useful hero. And these are only here 1 week at a time. Then we got Birthday Llamas in the middle of it. There's a lot to keep up with. And usually, red items mean must grab, as these are weapons I designated as must grab. Weapons and heroes, that is. And there are a lot of red items this season. Dennis Jr. is a fantastic pickup. Fossil Southie, Rex Jr., all of these are really, really good, and I'm just excited and tripping over my words. So there's a big season here with a lot to pick up. This is, in my opinion, the best season of Save the World that we've got. And then it just kind of gets good from there on. Honestly, the next season is really good too, and this is a really great season. Frost Knight is awesome. Fortnite Mirrors is awesome. These are the 3 best seasons of the year, and this one is the best in my opinion. So have fun, everybody. That is a quick and dirty overview of all of the rewards when you're playing through the game. I think this is the 30 breakdown, so let's go back to this. You can expand this if you're interested in tickets and gold and whatever else is going on. I'm just going to cover the highlights for now. I used to recommend stopping at 46 for Survivor Superchargers, but as stated, you do need Hero and Weapon Superchargers now. Then, once you hit level 51, you'll unlock 1200 reperk, and then you'll get all of these rewards all the way up until level 60, and then they loop. So these top right ones will loop forever. I think 1200 reperk is worth going to Ventures level 51. It's only about 3 more games in the 140 zones at that point, so it's kind of a nice thing to consider going for. Then the rage modifier is super fun. Do weapon damage frequently to earn and keep energy. Yeah, but the ability cooldowns going down faster are so nice. It's so satisfying. I'm a big fan of the rage modifier. So I got a whole playlist full of loadouts and recommendations for that in the description down below. I'm not going to get too far into it because I can't make a new video every single season on that. They just don't perform that well. I don't think that many people are into it, but somewhere in here is my Blasted Badlands playlist, and I've got a lot of fun loadouts in here. If you'd like to check them out, I'll drop that link down below. And then the reward summary on the left covers everything that you get just from leveling up, but there are quest rewards. These are very, very important. If you'd like an extra weapon supercharger, Corey perk, hero supercharger, these are all on the right side. You do need to finish these through to completion as you get a whole bunch of Ventures XP, which will help you progress quicker, but then you get some nice bonuses right at the end. 1, 2, 3 Corey perks, 4 Corey perks at the end here is well worth the effort in my opinion. I get a lot of value out of that, especially as a weapons-based YouTuber. I really like covering the weapons in this game, and changing around 6 perks is essential for that. You might care less, but it's still worth going for as it'll help you get more Ventures XP quicker. And then the first thing I always recommend everybody do is pay attention to the mission quests, because the very first mission of the game should be a power level 15. Just go for it, you'll be fine. Is just any mission at all, but the very next 2 are Fight the Storm, so that's an Atlas mission, and then Retrieve the Data. So don't run Fight the Storm to start, and don't run Retrieve the Data to start, because you'll just have to do it again, and you'll get less XP from that mission, because you get a bonus from each one that you run. And then in the first mission, you're going to need to be farming. Usually you start with an empty inventory, so a resupply mission just makes sense. I don't know if there's one adventures that I can highlight over real quick, but yeah, a resupply mission like this requires no combat whatsoever. They even reworked this mission type so that it's a lot easier. You don't need to collect nearly as much. It's not that big of a deal, and it's basically 10 minutes of getting your things together, hopefully picking up some decent weapons, getting some resources for the rest of the game. Then you can run those Atlas and Retrieve the Data missions and get your adventure season started. So yeah, I think that just about covers it. This was kind of off the cuff. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Normally, I prep this video like a week in advance, schedule it for the minute the season starts, but I was like 2 hours away from the season, was like, oh crap! I didn't message Cav to get the site started early and he doesn't have it. But the missions should be identical to season 26, barring the level differences over here that needs to be updated. So I think that just about covers it. Comments down below. Resources are in the description. I'll see you guys there, and that's it. Subscribe, like the video. I record these on Twitch, by the way, so Twitch link down below if you guys want to say hi. Got a lot going on over there, and it's a fun time. See ya.